Hey, people, if you saw this last movie, it gives a better idea of where I'm going with this, and I'll leave the link up here. It's short, 10 minutes. But I'm going to try to read all of this calling of Abraham to Egypt in the next 2 or 3 movies. I'm going to show you the meaning of a bunch of these words, and there might be some I don't catch. I'll know when I finish. But I just caught this one the other day. You know, I read the IA here, the Yod Aleph, as a Vav. And so this is a VUMR, Vummer. And I just caught this the other day. They spell this word different all the time. They'll change the end or the beginning up a little bit. But in the Latin, you see they replace it with Dixit. But this is a Vummer. Vummer is coming from Latin, used in English as a plowshare. And it's the bony part of the septum, you know, between your nose. You know, this is the front tooth here. This is your nostrils out here. And this is the Vummer bone, and that cartilage attaches on the top of the septum. And this red one upside here, it's narrow. And I imagine if you found one from a dinosaur, you could use it as a plow. And from this old language, you know, to plow the earth is your penis. You know, the earth is the woman. You know, boy, I'd like to plow that. Everybody knew what this meant. It's the same in every language. So in times of famine, you might plow every field. You know, Vummer you all, and backwards and forwards, more in ever, and more and ever from, and more and everum a lick. And lick isn't get out. Get out is down here is a Vic. That's your father telling you, your father is get the hell out of Vic. You know, and from vite a Vic, I invite you to get the hell out. But a lick, that's a bird. When a male bird has an area, that's his lick. When a male bird makes a nest to try to attract a female, a lick, the licky. And so, you know, backwards here, and so it's an LKK, the second K reads the I, a licky. And a Vummer, to plow you all, more in everum, licky. A march, you know, and this yours coming from the K on the ends, where they get this from. Your family, and your father, and your country. But this is a march, M-A-R-X, march, come, Judit, come, a vite, a Vic. And so the March, you know, is a walk, but it's also January, February, March, you know, and here comes Easter. And the March come Yuled. And so everybody thinks that Yuled, you know, Y-U-L, the second M here reads as the Yod, you know, the I-U-L, Yule. Everybody thinks Yule is associated with Christmas, but it's actually comes from the word, it's a path. You know, and to march you know, the path, the Yuled it. Everybody tries to associate it with Christmas. The Middle English say Yule. But most people see this as the road, the way. In Turkish, the road, the path, a voyage. So when it got cold, you know, people went south. And at March, you know, depending on where you was, you might be traveling east or west, you know, to come together. The March come Judit, and come vite a Vic, and time to get out. And all shares backwards, all shares arts assure Eric. And Eric, you know, I looked in that before, and it says the ruler forever. And the plow you all, more in everum, a lick. March come Yuled, it's time to get out, and Yuled it come vite a Vic, all shares the arts assure Eric. And then this next line gets confusing because they use this word, the base word, BRKR, K here is bless. And that comes from the ancient break, meaning the knees, Anytime you bless, it means get down on your knees. And you'll see they use this word and this word, the godel, spelled different up in here many times. The godel and the break, and break, break, and break. And so sometimes this is verse and sometimes it's brace. And you have to catch the letters in front and behind. And so this looks like a veos. Veos is a space left for something to go in later. The space on the wall where the next employee of the month's picture is going to hang. Or you'll see it on a building, where it looks like a space that a door or a window might go in later. But this VA is reading as a DE or a TE. And it's more of those, like Dios, like God, Dios, would be, when you just point up and say, those, those above, I don't know what it is, just the powers up there, those. And so, and those college, to come together. And those college, why, how or who, a God will, and DE, VRCE, diverse. And then the second K ring is the I, it, the VA ring is a T or a DE. And diverse it a godel. And the godel, great is with the vav in between here. It's God's will. But this is godel, this is a screw. And those come together who God will diverse it a screw. Godel, to twist or weave. And those college who God will diverse it a godel is make. A screw is make. A weave is make. Why the verse, and you see that all throughout here, that they'll mix different words from different places. That's the way poets work. This is poetry because it's all rhyming through here. And diverse, and then EM, embrace. And diverse, embrace, conflict, like a conflict. Somebody's got a problem with the diversity. And the diverse embrace, conflict. And the first A reads as I, yar. That's, usually they say that's, and fear, that's what a pirate says, yar. And when verse of kill, double K, K-I-L, when verse of kill from sepet had me. And from a sepet, usually that's what they say is a female servant. Accept what you get. A sepet, the sepet had me. And so a whilst is to shrink away. And it's like to walk away. You're going away when you're seeing something shrink away. You're either watching it go away or you're going away watching back. Departed. When the ship leaves and everything whilst. And whilst ever make as read of her, as had spoken, or as to, and ever make as read of her. And all of you whilst at will with, to go away with, with him. The with is right here, this lot, and will with, and go away at will with Devram, anybody, DEVR, at Evram. And Benzum comes, backward, forward, Benzum and comes. They always say this is a son, grandson, child. They just have to force these words in when they have to. And Benzum comes, and then the double S, in 'em. And Benzum comes in 'em. And so the thing that's wilting away is the color. You see that the children, they're not so dark anymore. They're getting lighter. And that's what this is about. This is how they lightened up Egypt. The rulers of Egypt got lighter, got light-skinned. And whilst at will with Deverum Banzum comes in 'em. And was in 'em. You know, the O-I reads as the E. And was in 'em, and, you know, plural, and in. The N-E reads as a B, and it just reads as an N. And was in 'em's in. And whilst at will with Everum Benzum comes in 'em, was in 'em's in. And a have its at, and have its atom earn, you know, and have at her, and they're getting this departed from the exit, but it's a have, and habits, and have its atom earns what you paid for, what you got, what you worked for. And a wife, you know, is why fuck, you know, and took. Usually that's in took them wives. Why fuck, and wife ever at her all the time on it, and wife ever at her. This they read this as a sorry ass. She's a sorry ass. She screws everybody. But the IA is reading as a U here. You'll see the word for wife changes up, and it becomes a U. You know, was too. And who fuck ever at her a sore was too. And this is, you can read it as a what, you know, but it's a det, D-E-T, determines. And the sore was to determine a debt, you know, something owed. Usually it's followed by E if it's something owed. But it's a debt and to lot. A lot is, you know, draw lots, gambling for. We're going to pull straws, whoever gets her. To lot ben. And it's also a many. You know, when there's got many takers, you might have to draw straws. To the lot ben, and which backwards, and which achieve, A-C-H-I-V. And the lot ben which achieve. And then the D-E-T, you know, and the lot ben which achieved it, that's something when you go to an auction and you buy something, you know, which achieved it, that's the lot that you bought. And to lot ben which achieved it, to call, and then backwards. From sucker, the sucker causum macericus. And that's just mixed together, you know, the sucker is an ancient word for, you know, sucky is actually fuck all around the world. And the sucker cause a master, you know, your master, and master Rick, you know, the double R, or Ricks. And the sucker cause master Ricks. Ricks is a heap, a pile, a stack. You know, that's where they're getting this, all their possessions from, all their possessions that they had gathered. And a lot been which achieved it, to call from sucker cause macerix. And what it's, you know, the E-T, W-T-E-T. And what it's up, and then the N followed by the E reads as a B, you know, B-E and then N. And been fish. And what it's up been fish. The fish has her. And the fish is the ancient word for a pussy. It's the Jesus fish, the Mother Mary. It's where you owe your life to. You'll see. Usually that's in life. Or, you know, and thou shalt not naps with your neighbor's wife. Naps. You know, it's fish. And I'm sure it's real offensive today, but, you know, for thousands of years, men would get down there and sniff it first, see if it smelled like fish. It smells like fish, you got a dish. If it smells like cologne, leave it alone. Something's wrong with it. So what's up, Ben? To figure out what's been going on. And what's up, Ben? A fish has her, was as of earn. What you worked for, what did you earn? What is earn wits of, and wits of is what you learn. What you earn wits of is what you did to learn this. And of earn wits of a lick it. Get down there and lick it to see what's going on. The lick it are and check, C-H-E, checking on. The lick it are checking on. Y in at. The vav followed by the A, putting as a T. And, Y meaning how or who. And who in at are checking on. And why over? This is O-V-R, over. You see it with the River Jordan all the time. And over the River Jordan. And why over ever am barks at? Barks to holler commands. You done bought her at the auction, and now you just bark commands at her. And barks at. You see, this is a place, too. And that's, a A-T, at. And barks at 'em come, and come here, woman, barks at 'em comes, and comes come at, and she comes, and all when more, and more is the Egyptian word for a pyramid, and it means that's not tall enough yet, I want more, and more, and comes more. And we can on, and the IA ring is a vav, was barks, and were, W-R-E, and were you all more in Everum plow, Vomer, and plow laser rock, zero is where they're getting descendants from, zero is shape of a seed, and lays rocket on at shares, and shares earth is at who bends and is believe. The double M is believe, and believe in resale, and so they believed in resale. You bought a woman and you wifed her, and then you could R-E-S-A-L and resale of. And so these are a bunch of Billy Bobs. Billy Bobs, one gets married and he shares her with her brother and her daddy and her cousins. And then when he's done, and resale. And it plainly says it in here many ways. Hey brother, could I hit that? Well, it may be well with me for your sake. Too many it of Billy, backwards and forwards, of Billy Bob, many it of Billy Bobber. And you can see it in the last chapter at the end, when they took them wives, and asked more in Everum. And this is when it's a sorry, when it doesn't follow with the A. And the sorry was an aster which in. And when sorry was barren with no child is what they sorry offer the anal, and give up the asshole. That's why you're not having children. The anal willed. And wifter had more in Everum been. What it's to lot a benner. A benner is something that's no good no more. B-N-I-R. A benner earn. And in none of in what it a sorry clit to. That's your daughter-in-law. And so if you know that your daughter-in-law is a sorry clit to, that means you done screwed your daughter-in-law too. And you'll see, this one a few times that there's not a tack before Abram. and the sorry clit to as stab, a stabber from. So this family of Tara, and they're a bunch of Billy Bobs. They're a bunch of wife-sharing Billy Bobs. And these are the people that, is that who Benzum is believe in resale of. And this will help to when I get to the next movie here down. I'll start in 10. I'll finish this up and make better sense then. And why at comes mere Mirum Fedum? Why at comes mere M-E-E reads as E-I-R, a mere them fedum. And so mere, that means more. Old Norse, more. Icelandic, more. And when you read all this, you'll see that's where Abraham's coming from. And why it comes mere them fedum, levit, and then that, backwards. The L followed by A is N. Leviton. And leviton all. To vite in all. Everybody come. And why it comes more them fedum. The fedum to viten all. Everybody come see my wife with, W-I-T-H. And with A-E. With is leave it in all. Leave it in. Don't pull out. To leave it in all. Mem is E-N. And leave it in all in. And Avim. V-E-E-M. Avim fedum. And that was the last movie I showed you. Avim means a storehouse. The Vim fedum. Why ben? Who ben from some is believe. And a fur of some Jew. And called the name. And called in name Jew. And a fur of some Jew. And why so? Whosoever from the luck. And when's vow in give? This is a old. Anytime the E follows the O, it's an old. When you replace it with the E with a vav. And the luck when's the vow and give. Usually say this is the south border, the south country. But yeah, it's talking about the lucky girl who got bought by this, who married this man. And whysoever the luck wins the vow and give. So I'm going to end this here, and I'm going to try to read all this in the next movie. I'm going to have to split it up in two. And after I'm done with that, and I watch it, I'll catch on to more, and I'll figure out a little bit better of what some of this meant that I didn't quite understand. But I'm going to cut this off here, and I'll put these all in one folder called The Original Use of the Pyramids. And I'll leave the link on top of these movies. And good day.